Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So from the title you can probably tell, today we are going to be talking about products that I am not so happy to have purchased. All products that I wish I had not purchased, that I wish I had never used, that I wish I had never wasted my money on for one reason or another, and I'm going to hopefully save you from wasting your money on. So let's get started. So the first thing is limited edition. So although I do still see it around with no surprise if people's experience was similar to mine. So yeah, beware, it is still out there, but it was limited edition last summer, and this is the Guerlain Terracotta Ultra Shine Bronzer. It comes in this little tin and it looks like this. Smells like standard Guerlain products, really beautiful perfume to it, but I know obviously some people don't like that. The issue I have with this bronzer is being demonstrated to you right now. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Really expensive. I think it was something like £43. £43. Could have got me a Armani Luminous Silk. I mean, you see how hard I've been working just to get you a swatch that could pass as a swatch. I mean, need I go on? Need I go on? Incredibly disappointing. It sounded like it was going to be amazing. I've had really good Guerlain bronzers before, so I was really excited to see this one. Ultra Shine. It's going to be luminous and glowy and amazing for summer. But it is not, and I wouldn't even say it's going to be better for anyone with a lighter skin tone than me, because I just don't think there's any pigment in there. It's even actually hard for me to pick any product. It's not just a case that it's like, you know, too light a shade for me, put it that way. It's just very hard to get any product up. And generally it's easier to do so with your finger than it is with a brush, so I just don't know anyone that this is going to show up on. I haven't thrown it out because it was £43, but it just sits in my drawer and it's really big and hefty, so it's taken up like a whole drawer, and I just don't know why. Next up, the ASOS eyeshadow palette. Now, I loved a few items from my ASOS haul, if you saw that video. This was not one of them. The picture of this eyeshadow palette really had me excited, particularly about this shade right here. But yeah, this was not a good palette for me. It just kind of blended out to nothing. Most of the shades were quite hard to get sort of pigment out of. It was quite disappointing. They swatch quite nicely actually, as I'm just swatching them now because I haven't used it since that video. They swatch quite nicely, which is why I was quite excited, but on the eye they just don't blend that nicely. You can see some of the shades there. It looks like they've got tons of pigment. They're quite dusty in the pan. Usually that means you're going to get a decent amount of pigment, but yeah, they just don't blend well. They don't really work to give you sort of cohesive looks on the eye. It was just a bit disappointing, but at least it was, you know, cheaply disappointing. Next up, Benefit's Girl Meets Pearl. Now, I love Benefit, but I don't love this. The only way I ever really use this now is on my body, and I'm just really doing that to get rid of it, but it's so liquidy. It does smell quite nice. It gives you sort of a soft, subtle glow. I don't even know if you're picking anything up on camera right now. But I actually bought this to use this on the cheeks, so that's why I was kind of sad about it, because I thought it was going to be a nice liquid highlighter. But as far as the body goes, I do actually use this just on like my shoulders. But yeah, for the price, it's essentially a slightly luminous moisturizer for me. So yeah, not worth it for me. I mean, can you see anything? Yeah, well, no. The other shoulder has nothing on it and then they look the same. What else we got in this bag of sadness? Next up, controversial, because there's not really anything wrong with it. I just wish I hadn't spent my money on it, and that is the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Moonlight. I know people are going to be like, what? That's my favourite ever highlight. I know people will love it, and I don't mind it. I've got nothing terrible to say about it, but I literally never, ever use these. So yeah, I never use them. I thought that I would like use these in place of my iconic London drops, but I prefer the iconic ones probably. I also, for my body, I prefer the Marc Jacobs Dew drops. This is it blended out here. It looks nice. It is much glitterier. Is that a word, glitterier? It's much more glittery than the iconic. So that's why I don't really prefer this on my face. Generally I go for glow as opposed to glitter anyway, and I just find it gets everywhere, so I just don't reach for it. I don't want to mix it in with my foundation, which I will with the iconics and I will with the Marc Jacobs Dew drops. So I don't really have a purpose left where I'm going to reach for these, so I just wish I had spent my money elsewhere. Next up, the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Now, I have a whole review on this if you want to see more detail why I don't like it. It's this pinky sort of cream that you are supposed to place in your under eye area, and it's supposed to brighten the area, you know, like draw attention away just here from draw attention away from dark circles and reflect the light and all of that kind of stuff. It's kind of a luminous pinky cream, so I was really excited about this because I always find it really hard to cover the very darkest part of my under eye area without using a really heavy concealer which exaggerates lines and stuff like that. So what I was excited was that that was going to get rid of my darkness, my darkest little area here, and then I was going to be able to go in with concealer very light-handed or using a lightweight concealer, and it would cover all of my dark circles. It kind of makes a slight difference to my darkness, but then it destroys my concealer when I go in over the top. So it's not covering them up enough that I would forsake concealer. So when I use this, I have to go over the top with concealer. So then what happens is I get a lot of creasing and a lot of lines with concealers that I normally don't have that problem with. So it basically ruins my concealer. So yeah, I just don't ever use it. The one thing is, I have heard you can like pat this on the tops of your cheeks for a highlight effect. Is that doing anything for you? Not really. I mean, this side looks better, to be honest. Doesn't it? It's just like moving around. It's actually exaggerating texture on my shoulder. I don't understand, because that has really good reviews, so I don't know. I've watched lots of tutorials, tried it in lots of different ways before everybody tells me I'm using it wrong. I've tried everything, so, you know, I just give up. Next up, this is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Glow de Tint Glow and Comfort. Now again, I have a review of this on my channel. I loved the Age Perfect foundation. This was advertised as a BB cream, so I was quite confused, as you will see if you saw my review, because this just literally gives absolutely zero coverage. It has a very strong, not necessarily pleasant smell, and it just gives a slight luminosity to the skin. Now in that review, somebody commented on it saying, I don't know why they've called this a BB cream, because it's actually supposed to be an illuminator, which maybe they're, oh, okay, so maybe I can use this, you know, it's Age Perfect, it's supposed to be anti-aging, makeup, skincare hybrid. So I thought, oh, okay, maybe I can use this as a primer, and I'll use it before my foundation, it'll give me some luminosity. It didn't really do that either. I just feel like I put it on and it just, you know, once your foundation's gone on, it's disappeared. The smell is quite strong and isn't like a perfume smell, it's just a strong meh smell. Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me. Again, maybe I'll use this on my arms to give me, you know, a bit of like even out my skin tone. I mean, if it did that, but it just doesn't. I'm trying to think of something, because I hate throwing stuff away, but I think it's useless. Next up, a very sad one for me. This is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. I really had such high hopes for this one. I wanted to love it. I know that Katie uses this, Luster Luxe. She really likes this, and I've watched her videos. I know she uses a tiny bit, you know, just in the corner where the worst darkness is, and that's how I kind of wanted to use it. I just can't get on with it, guys. I've tried everything. I've used a tiny amount. I've warmed it up on the back of my hand, which is what they say to do. I've just gone on here and then, you know, used a different concealer for the rest of my under eye area. It creases so badly on me, so bad, and it just gets worse throughout the day. The only good thing I can say about it is that it is really good for carving out my brows, so I have been using it to do that. That's kind of how I'm comforting myself, because it was expensive and I just really thought it was going to be amazing, life-changing. But no. Next up, MAC's Snowball Collection lipstick in the shade I'm Glistening. And I'm so sad about this because look how beautiful this is. You can tell I've barely touched it, can't you? So gorgeous. I just don't know why. I just never reach for it. I never touch it. I was so excited to get it. I can't really fully regret this because the packaging is so gorgeous. But I think it's just because it's so shimmery on the lips. I just don't ever know when there's an occasion to use it. Okay, so this has made sense of things for me because my swatch, actually I was like looking at it and I was like, why don't I like this again? Because the swatch looks so nice. But let me zoom you in. It's so like metallic. I just really don't feel like it suits me or it really works with any other makeup. And yeah, I don't know. If I was going dressed as a robot, like fancy dress, it might be good, but how often does that happen? Even maybe from a distance, I'm sure people about this are going to say, oh, it looks lovely on you. Maybe. But I promise you, in person, it just looks weird. Now last but not least, and I think people are going to think I'm the most mad about this one. These are the Lily lashes in the style Monaco. I'm so sad about these. These cost me £30 and I've never left the house with them on my eyes. You guys know I'm not really a false lashes kind of girl. I never really wear false lashes, but I wanted to give them, wrong eye. I mean, I'm not going to put them on because, but I'm just going to show you by just placing them ish. They haven't got like glue on or anything. I'm just going to show you by placing them just kind of roughly where they would go. The size of these things, like I remember the first time I put them on, I was like, I wanted to cut them up, but I'm presuming that's going to like ruin them, you know, as in like cut them shorter. But can you see they nearly reach my eyebrow? And this is the problem I have. I just want, you know, I wanted like a slightly more dramatic lash than these, but this is just it's too much. It's much too much for me personally. I'm sure, I mean, I see people all the time on Instagram looking incredible with lashes on. These specific ones, I just don't know what happened to me. But these cost me £30 and I will never leave the house wearing them, so that is really, really, really sad. They look gorgeous in the packet. They look amazing on other people, but for some reason, they look a laughing stock on me. I don't know why. There you have it. Those are my most disappointing makeup purchases ever. Makeup items that I really wish I had spent my money better elsewhere. I'd love to know your most disappointing makeup items down below. Please let me know. I'm sure lots of people are going to tell me they love this stuff, but it's just amazing how differently things work, isn't it, for us all? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe before you go so I can see you again. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye, 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 bye.